What is up, guys? It's me, Lime Gamer here, and today I'm gonna bring you a quote-unquote free-to-play game to enjoy. The game I'm talking about is Night Runners, and it is not necessarily a free-to-play game. However, right now they have a free-to-play prologue version of the game, aka basically a demo version of the game that you can play and enjoy, and there's no time limit. The only limitations are the fact that there's only a single car in the game, and not all the upgrades are available, not all the races are available. Basically, they just give you a good taste for it, so you can see what the game is like. But anyways, the game starts you off in this little warehouse. It starts empty, like no car, no nothing, and they give you some money. And you go to this computer and you go to the auction house and buy yourself your first car. So I'm gonna show you what it would look like for you when you begin. However, I can tell you that I've played this game for about 6 hours the day before, and yeah, it really pulls you in, and I basically have a fully upgraded car. So anyways, so this is the auction screen. In the demo, as I said, there's only one car available, which is the... It has multiple versions of it available, but it's basically a 180 SX, 200 SX, call it whatever you want. But yeah, it's basically a Nissan, a 90s Nissan. Let's leave it at that. It is turboed, it's 2-liter, and there's multiple versions of it available in the auction house. When you first start off, at least as far as I'm aware, it only gives you the cars that you can buy. However, later in the game, if you go to the auction house, for example, this is a different car, but as you can see, not available in the prologue, so I can't actually even look at the car. But the auction house works just like this. It gives you all these cars, has all the stats for them, and has random little notes like full tank of fuel, staying on headliner, etc., etc. And once you find something that you like, you press on it. It brings you to the next screen. So for example, this one right here has slight like visual modifications and such. It has an aftermarket steering wheel, as I can see. Don't think it has any performance. Oh, actually it has some performance bits. But yeah, so they can be customized, they can be stock, they can be very, very random. It's very interesting that way. And then you just buy it and yeah, bring it back. But we're not going to do that because I already have a car that I've invested a lot of time and money into, and we're gonna check it out. So the story behind it is that I played through the whole game with the car having no body panels. So I took off the bumper, I took off the front fenders, I took off the rear bumper, I took off the side skirts, and I never modded it visually ever. Oh yeah, no hood, no... Didn't have headlights for a while either, but yeah. Anyways, I didn't have anything on it. I gutted the interior, gutted everything, sold everything I could that I took off the car, because any part you take off the car, you can sell once you have a replacement for it. Or if that part doesn't need to be on the car, you can sell it just like that. So by removing all the body parts, I got some money to start off with to sell and upgrade this thing. But as you can see, it is heavily modified. It has the biggest turbo that you can get in the prologue version of the game. Has all the best upgrades that you can get. And yeah, interior wise, left it fully gutted, put a steering wheel on it, put some gauges in it, put a racing seat in it, and that's it. And later decided that the completely no body panel route wasn't kind of the final version of it, and I decided to buy these carbon fiber bits for the car, bought a spoiler, the hatch, and then did the wheel fitment and everything. Now, this game allows you to customize the car in very, very different, crazy ways. For example, the height of the car and the offset of the wheels, aka how deep they are in the wheel arches, you can customize without buying any aftermarket bits. You can just go into here, press customize, go into, I believe it was wheels, and then if you go on here, you press the right shoulder, and you can change the size of it, you can change the tire profile, you can change the width of it, you can change how like wide it is, etc. And then and then if you go not in the wheels but in the handling department right here, you can do suspension tuning, again pressing the right bumper, and you can choose the right height, the camber, and stuff like that. So it's very, very customizable. As far as I'm aware, the camber and like all these things that I just mentioned, I don't think they do anything per se performance wise. However, I might be wrong because the game is fairly in depth. Anyways, you can change oil on the car. Sometimes the engine breaks and you have to repair it. That's probably when you run it too hot, because yes, you can overheat your car in the game, so you definitely want to buy some cooling upgrades if you want to push performance out of it. But anyways, we're gonna go outside and I'm gonna show you how the gameplay is. Now, right out of the box, the game has a film grain filter on it, which, if you like the style of it, you can play it that way. However, I enjoyed the game much more when I removed it, and I'm going to show you a couple of settings that I changed apart from that one that made me enjoy the game a lot more as well. So let's just wait for this to load. Another thing I'm going to mention before we head out is you can choose to buy a manual car or an automatic car. I chose to do a automatic car, and that just means that no matter what, the car is always going to be automatic. Like, I have an upgraded transmission in this, but it is still automatic. So when you buy your first car, pay attention to that, because you cannot change it afterwards. To change it, you have to buy a completely different car. Anyways, so let me go through the settings that I changed. So in the graphics, you scroll down to film grain, and I set it to the lowest, which is basically off, which looks so much better. And the other thing I changed is screen shake. I turned it to 0 because at high speeds the screen shake gets crazy. Now you might leave like a little bit of screen shake on if you want to get that extra sense of speed, but in my opinion this game has a crazy sense of speed anyways, so yeah. Anyways, as you can see, there's a ton of gauges on the screen, and that is because I'm going to talk about this as I drive to the meetup. So it starts off with the standard gauges, but because I installed gauges like on the dash of my car, it puts them here as well, which is kind of cool. So as you can see, it's a fairly quick game. Like, the sense of speed is definitely there. Okay, that was as far as I'm aware, there's no like damage for bumping the walls and such. It's just a visual effect per se, and there's no visual damage per se either, so it's fine in that regard. But yeah, the car starts off being terrible to handle, so all these corners you're not going to be able to take at very high speeds at all. And I played a bunch of the game with just pushing power into my car, so you can do that for sure, but yeah, it's probably not recommended. So this is the first meetup and the only meetup in the game, in the prologue version anyways, where you can do some racing. So we press Y, we're gonna enter it, and I'm gonna show you what the racing looks like. I actually probably should have checked if I had my nitrous refilled. I think I did, but oh well, we'll see. Yeah, because you can install nitrous, but you have to refill it. There's different types of nitrous. There's some that have 10 like small shots of nitrous. There's some that have very few big shots, and I'm running the biggest shot you can, which pushes 250 horsepower into my car. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Oh, this is a new guy. Beat the sub boss first. Who's the sub boss? Rep boss. That's my car. That's that. Is it this guy? Do I have to beat him? I think I beat him already once. Okay, we'll just race him. So you go up to the car you want to race, and you call them. They diss you most of the time, and then they propose a wager. Actually don't have enough money to play with this guy. Sad. Because yeah, I upgraded my car last time I played and kind of spent like a bunch of money on those carbon bits. So we're just gonna race Toshi. Should be able to get a bet on with him. Yeah, they diss you for having an automatic as well. 1.07. God damn it. When did they start to bet this big? Alright, next one. Surely we're gonna be able to race this guy. Akira. Alright, what's your bet? 920. Let's actually reject, which is the thing you can do. And if you reject, you can propose a higher bet. So let's propose the highest I can. 1.01. They usually accept anything in the range of like... So if he offers like 800, you can probably ask them to bet a mil and they'll... Most of the time they'll accept. It's like a 200,000 gap. So you can ask for 200,000 more for the bet and usually they'll accept it. So it's kind of a little bit of a cheeky way of getting more money. So then you get transported to the race. This one is a 1 out of 3, so this is a drag race, I believe. There's two different types of races. There's a drag race and there's like a sprint, I suppose. For the drag race, you can like do a burnout to get your tire temps up. I don't know what the perfect tire temps are. The game never tells you, so you just do you. And then before the race, to show them that you're ready, you have to flash your headlights. And then you can either hold the brake as the game says, or hold the A button on the Xbox controller, which is clutch, rev out your car, and then you go. Now we should be able to beat him easily because my car is very overpowered. Drag races are simple. There's usually like maybe like small curves but no actual turns. The other type of race, they have some pretty gnarly corners after big straightaways, so you have to slow down a lot. So you do have to watch out for those. On the second run, yeah, so it's best of 3, so if you win the first 2, the third one doesn't happen. But yeah, you have 3 chances to... if you hold down the brake, for example, as you do the burnout, you can do it for longer, you can put more temperature in the tires. You can do all sorts. Like, it's a game that allows you to do a bunch of stuff. Alright, so let's rev it out. So like, somewhere around here, floor it. And they had a bad launch. We didn't have a great launch either, but it's good enough. So I hope I have NOS, and on the straightaway I'm gonna fire my NOS to show you the amount of speed you can achieve from this game. So there's the straightaway, and yep, we have NOS. Yeah. Oh, I actually died. That was probably my biggest death yet. So they finished, so we're gonna have to run a third time. As you can see, using NOS, because I'm using the biggest shot of NOS, it actually overheats my car. All my gauges were in the red. So you do have to watch out for that. If you're doing a long race and you overheat your car, it's gonna lose a lot of performance and it's gonna basically limp. So you don't want to do that at the start of a race or something like that. But yeah, we're gonna try and not die this time. Alright, flash him. Telling that I'm ready. Hold the clutch, rev it out. For some reason that guy launches bad all 3 races this time. Usually when they launch good it doesn't say anything, when they do a bad launch it says it, so it's kind of a way of knowing. About the NOS, if you refill it before a race, and there's like 3 races for example, it is gonna give you NOS for all 3, so you don't like, because there's no option to refill it between races. But yeah, you do have to refill your NOS after races. So we won. Another thing about money, the game starts you off with a debt, which you can use for betting, but not for, like, basically you owe some guy a big chunk of cash. You can use that chunk of cash for betting, but you can't use it for upgrading, so you kind of like work your way through like balancing stuff for a while. I've cleared my debt, but yeah, it'll be different for you when you start. So we got some money here. Sometimes after a race they might call you to ask for a double or nothing, aka a rematch, but that doesn't always happen. Sometimes before the race they might call you, or someone else might call you saying that there's a side bet and they want you to lose. You can choose whether to lose or not. I feel like it's worth winning either way because you will get more reputation and more money generally. However, it's like a safe race in that case, that even if you lose you're still gonna get money and not lose out, so it's a win-win in those situations. If you press left on the D-pad, I don't know what it is on the keyboard, you can bring up this like navigation menu which shows you your speed and the way you're headed. It's not very useful for navigation per se, but it is there, like a mini map to know if there's a corner coming up and whatnot. What else can I say? Yeah, to refuel, you just go to the menu, press refuel, and there is gonna be an 84 and an 87 octane option. Now, I always fill up with 87. It's a little more expensive, but I assume it gives you more power. Never actually tested this. However, for me, you can see it also refills my nitrous, so we're gonna refill it. Seems like a lot, but once you get to the big amounts of money, you're kind of good. What else? Let's jump to the garage and I'll quickly show you how the upgrading works, and we'll probably leave at that. I'll let you enjoy the game on your own, because I've basically shown you the gist of the game so you understand if you like it or not. Alright, so the upgrading works as such. You go up to your car, you press customize, and then you choose which part of the car you want to customize. So there's a bunch. There's exterior, front end swap, which I don't think is available in the, yeah, not available in the Prologue. Interior, wheels, engine forced induction, not available in the Prologue. Handling, and engine swaps, again, not available in the Prologue. And then a paint shop and a livery shop. And extra, which is like neons and stuff. So let's say we wanna buy exterior parts. You just go to exterior, down up at the bottom it says press X to buy parts. So we press X, you go to the shop, and here you can go into the different categories. So let's say I want a front bumper. You choose the front bumper you like, you buy it. And just for the sake of the video, let me actually buy like a cheap ass bumper. Let's buy the stock bumper, because why not? Already in cart. It's not though. Is it? Yeah, I guess it is. Anyways, after you put it in the cart, you press Y to check out. It shows you the difference it makes for your car if you install that part. You buy it. and then it brings you here with like a box. Usually if it's more parts, they're all in the same box essentially. And you just go up to the car and press A to install it, and there it is. And then in my hand is the bumper that I had on, which is a bumper bar, so I can install that back on here. But yeah, drops like a little package. And then afterwards, once you actually have something, you can choose to sell parts. So you go to the bumper option and you can sell them. So I just sold the stock bumper and kept my bumper bar. But yeah, that's basically all I can tell you about this game in like roughly 20 minutes. Honestly, it's a really good game and I can't wait for the full release of it. But be sure to go check this out if you're into racing games, because it is very, very nice. It is very nicely made, and the driving and everything is very intuitive and cool, and the customization is awesome. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. Please do subscribe and like the video if you did like the video. Press the bell so you get notifications for when I upload something else. I try to upload at least a couple of times a week, and I upload a bunch of variety of games, so you can probably find something that you like any time of the day. But that's gonna be it. Have a good one, and bye.